Hey guys, and welcome to week 4 of my writing vlogs. Today is Saturday the 25th of November, and yesterday I didn't actually film because I was off work sick. I really didn't feel well yesterday, had really bad stomach pains, and now I seem to have come on with a whole new cold again as well. So I'm still not feeling great today, but I'm feeling better than I was. I've done lots of different bits and pieces today, including wrapping Christmas presents, so I'm well ahead with that, and it's not even December yet. I've edited week 3's vlog and posted it, and I've done some writing as well. Okay, so my current word count is 37,241 words. Okay, I need to be at my mum's now because we're going to a family party and we should have left about 5 minutes ago, so I'm going to go and I'll update you soon. Bye! Evening guys, it's just coming up to 6 o'clock on Sunday the 26th of November, and as you can probably tell by my voice and my appearance, I am still feeling really unwell. This cold is just getting worse, so I do feel a little bit bunged up, so I do apologise if you can't understand me properly or if the voice is annoying as I'm a little bit croaky. I know that yesterday's update was really rushed because I still wasn't feeling well yesterday and I didn't get too much writing done, and I had a family party to go to, so I was really quickly trying to make myself look as human as possible, and then I quickly tried to film about 2 minutes before we were supposed to leave, and then everyone was running around saying we need to be there in 15 minutes because it was a surprise party, so we had to be there a bit earlier. So we were in a real rush yesterday, so I didn't get to update when I finally did look presentable. But I have got more writing done today, although I have spent most of today reading rather than writing because I'm in the same position as I was a couple of weeks ago where I have a library book due back tomorrow and I have to try and quickly finish it. So I'm reading Hollyborn's It Only Happens in the Movies, really enjoying it, and I've actually only got about 100 pages left. I've read about 250 pages today already, so at least I know I will definitely be finishing this today. I'm actually going to go and run myself a bath in a minute and finish reading that. I have still written quite a lot today though, I'm still really happy with that. I'm actually just over 40,000 words at the moment. I'm on 40,082 words, so again, really impressed with how I'm managing to push myself to keep up with that word count that I'm meant to be aiming for. I'm still a little bit off of it, but I'm just trying my best at the moment because I have been ill. So after today, obviously that only leaves me with 4 days left to do any writing because the last day of NaNoWriMo is on Thursday, and that means me writing 2,500-ish words on each of those days. So if I can manage that, then I could potentially still do this, but I don't know if I am going to be able to. The good thing is I've got nothing on after work for this week so far that I know of, unless I'm really forgetting something. But that does mean that my evenings are open to try and boost that word count. So I could still potentially get there, but it is going to be a real push for it. But I'm also hoping this week I'm going to get to show you a little bit more about what I've actually written. I want to go through the characters and tell you their names and the sort of people they are and things like that, and a little bit of the storyline. Obviously I don't want to share absolutely everything and give it all away, especially as a lot could potentially still change when I do a redraft in the new year, as I'm hoping to do anyway. So I do still want to go through the characters though and go through a few little plot points with you, which I'm actually quite excited to share because I'm really happy with the progress that I've been making and the way that the story is going. So I will share all of those things with you at some point. So I will try and update you again tonight before I go to bed, but if I don't, then I will update you tomorrow afternoon when I'm back from work. Hey guys, it's just coming up to 10:30 on the 27th of November, and I haven't vlogged as much as I wanted to today, mainly because I'm still feeling really under the weather. As you can probably tell still by my voice and the amount that I keep sniffing, I have some sort of cold. It is just a cold, it's nothing serious. I've just got to, get over it. Even though I've been writing, I'm not really in the mood to talk to a camera at the moment, but I did promise you a weekly vlog for every week in November so that I could update my writing. So that is what I'm here to do for you. I just want to let you know that today I have written over 2,000 words. I've actually written 2,222 words, and I'm currently on 42,394 words altogether. So if I can manage to do just over 2,500 words for the next 3 days in November, then I will manage to make that 50,000 word count. So I'm going to go up to bed now and have a slightly earlier night than I have been having. I wanted to try and do 2,500 words each day, but I haven't managed to quite get there. But I think I'm just going to have an early night, and because I finish work slightly earlier tomorrow because it's that club day again where I have those few hours in the middle of the day, then I'm hoping I'll be able to get some writing done there, and that I'll be alright to carry on tomorrow evening as well, and then be able to give you a bit more of an update. I was originally planning on filming a YouTube video for December tomorrow during my time between work and the club, But if I still sound and look like this tomorrow afternoon, then I don't think I'm going to do that, because I don't think the video will turn out very well. It's a Christmas video, it's my first Christmas video, and I don't want it to sound like I'm all bunged up the way that I do now. So I might have to postpone that video, but we will see, and I will still speak to you tomorrow even if I still look like this. Good afternoon guys, it is Tuesday the 28th of November today, and it's just coming up to 12:25. I've literally just walked in the door, hence why I'm still wearing a coat, a scarf and a hat. I'm still not feeling well. I've started to get a cough now, which is great because I wanted something else to go with this illness. Still constantly sniffing and sneezing and just generally feeling rubbish. So instead of filming a full YouTube video like I was planning to, I'm kind of gutted that I'm not going to get to film it, because I was hoping I was going to get ahead with some of my videos so that I can actually enjoy a bit more time around Christmas and not have to keep filming every week. So the pre-filming thing has gone out of the window for this week, so hopefully I can manage to do some of that soon. But I think what I'm going to do is probably leave my coat on because I'm cold. I'm going to go put the heating on and make myself a hot lunch rather than just a sandwich, and get on with some writing instead, so that I haven't got as much to do this evening. If I can get even more done than the 2,500-ish words that I need to do today, then that would be great. But if I can do as much as I can of that now, if I come in this afternoon after I've gone back to work to do club, then I won't have too much to stress about, and I can actually relax a bit and possibly go to bed earlier. But for now, I'm going to go and turn the heating on and hopefully be able to get out of this coat, because I really don't want to take it off, and I will update you later. I'm going to make this update very quick because I look like rubbish and I feel like rubbish. But it is 1 minute to 10 and I have just gone over 45,000 words. My exact word count is 45,006, but it's still over 45,000 words, which means I now have less than 5,000 words to go. I'm doing a lot of free writing at the moment, so obviously when I go back and read it, maybe not all of it will make sense, or I've dragged some of it out, but I just want to try and get that word count up, and I'd rather get down everything on the page that is in my head as quickly as possible, because when you overthink it too early on, then you end up forgetting bits that you wanted to include. So I've literally just sort of word vomited on the page and just got everything out. Right, good night everyone, and I will catch up with you tomorrow. My PC's run into a problem apparently. Tell you what, it better have just saved all that word count. Oh my goodness, please, please, please say that same before I decided to do that. Because I didn't back up those last 2,000 words. Okay, words just opening. Let's see if I've lost today's writing or not. I think this might be it. Right, well that's some of what I wrote today. Did it get all the way to the end? Yes. Oh my goodness. Literally didn't know what to do with myself then. I really thought that I was going to have lost all of that. Okay, I'm going to panic over now. Okay, so after escaping that crisis of thinking that I'd lost over 2,000 words of writing from this evening, I'm here today on the 29th of November to share with you my final word count before I go up to bed. Okay, so when I sat down to film this piece, it was actually not even 11:15. It's now gone 11:05 because my laptop decided to restart, which was the problem we had with thinking I'd lost over 2,000 words. But they are on there, and I can now give you my final word count for today. And I am currently on 48,116, so I have really done well the last few days catching up with words that I didn't have on there before. I've done a lot of writing, I've done over the recommended amount for each day to try and catch up, and I'm just going to have a look at my word count by day so I can break it down for you a little bit and share with you what I've written over the last few days. Oh, okay, I'm really glad that I didn't lose today's writing then, because I hadn't just done over 2,000 words, I've done over 3,000 words this evening. So I'm really happy that I haven't lost those. So over the last 4 days, I have written over 2,000 words every single day. So on the 26th, I wrote nearly 3,000 words. I did 2,778. Then I did 2,222 exactly on the 27th. Then I did 2,612 on the 28th, which was yesterday. And then today I've done 3,110, which makes my final word count at the moment 48,116. So I've just come onto the stats page because I thought I would share a little bit of the information that's on here at the moment with you. So although it's saying on here that there are 2 days remaining for NaNoWriMo, I'm obviously going up to bed now and it's counting today as one of those days, so I'm done for today. Over 3,000 words is enough for today. So I've actually only got 1 day left to get that writing done. So to reach 50,000 words by the end of tomorrow, I need to write 1,884 words tomorrow on the last day of NaNoWriMo, and that should be really easy for me considering I have done over 2,000 words on the last 4 days. So I'm really starting to think that I'm going to manage to do this now, and again, I know I keep saying I'm determined to do it, but I'm even more determined now because I've proved that I can write more than that on a weeknight when I have been at work all day and have come in the evening and done other things before sitting down to write this. So it can be done, and although I've taken it up to the wire and I have been under the word count every single day since the very beginning, because I've managed to put in some extra effort over the last week or so to get that word count up, and that's whilst being ill as well, I might add. I'm actually really close to finishing now, so I'm feeling very, very excited about tomorrow and being able to come on camera and tell you that I have managed to reach that 50,000 word count. But for now, I'm going to go up because it's gone 11 o'clock, and I will speak to you tomorrow, hopefully with the good news that I have completed NaNoWriMo. Today is the 30th of November and it is the final day of NaNoWriMo, and I am so excited because I feel so good about being able to finish this book now. I think what's going to happen is I'm going to be able to reach the 50,000 word count this evening, but my story's not actually going to be finished. But in terms of that, for me, I still feel like I would have won NaNoWriMo because I've still done the 50,000 words. It's just that my story will need a couple more thousand words to finally finish it. So it's just coming up to 6 o'clock. I'm just going to go and prep dinner. My husband's not home yet, but we're going to have dinner when he gets in, and then I'm going to sit down and start writing. So fingers crossed I'll be able to sit down in front of this camera later on this evening and tell you that I have completed NaNoWriMo 2017. Hey guys, it's 11:30 and guess what? I have completed NaNoWriMo 2017. So I finished the first draft of my young adult novel, and I've finished on 50,366 words, and I am so happy with it. Before I talk about anything else, I just need to say a really massive thank you to everyone who has supported me. So my family, my friends, my husband, and people online who have just encouraged me to do this and really supported me and motivated me to prove to myself that I can write this, because I have just proved to myself that I can. So that is the first draft of my novel written, and I know that I haven't had the chance to sit down and talk to you about it yet, and NaNoWriMo is technically over in half an hour, but I'm still going to sit down and record tomorrow when everything is completely done and I've slept and had a bit more time to think about what I want to talk about, and I will sit down and explain some of the things that I've included in my story and tell you a bit more about my characters and things like that. But I'm going to go up to bed now because I have to be up even earlier tomorrow for work, because I have to be in work earlier on a Friday than usual. Also, it has been snowing today, and although it's not snowing at the moment and it hasn't settled, it's actually just wet on the ground at the moment. I don't know if it's supposed to snow any more this evening. It's definitely not snowing now anyway. But if it was to snow and slightly settle, then I would walk to work tomorrow, which means I have to be up even earlier than if I was going to drive. Again, another huge thank you to everyone who has supported me. This has been my first NaNoWriMo, and I'm really glad that I took part. And I will speak to you guys more tomorrow and tell you about what I've written. Good afternoon guys, today is the 1st of December, so happy December to everyone. And today I'm sitting down to share with you a little bit of information about the story that I have just finished for NaNoWriMo. As I mentioned yesterday, I managed to complete NaNoWriMo. I wrote over 50,000 words, and I'm so happy with what I managed to do. So I thought I would share some of the things that I have done for the planning process, and a little bit about the story that I actually wrote in the end and how things might have changed, and tell you about some of the characters as well. So I've got a lot of random bits of paper here that I'm just going to sort of flick through, and some of it's not going to make sense to you, but it will to me, so I'm not going to show you everything. I'm just going to read from bits and pieces that I have. So I'll start with the characters. The main character in my book is a female character, and her name is Maddie. Maddie is 16 years old when we first meet her in the book, but she does turn 17 whilst the story is going on. She and her friends have just left high school and they are starting college together. Maddie has two best friends, one is male, one is female. Her male best friend is the one who has been around for the longest, and his name is George. He is 16 and he also has a crush on Maddie. We then have the female best friend who is also 16, and her name is Keely. Keely joined Maddie and George's school halfway through their time in high school, so she has been around for a couple of years but not as long as George. Then we have our love interest. His name is Josh and he has just turned 19 when we first meet him. He is actually George's brother and he ends up striking up a relationship with Maddie. Obviously, because I've said George has a crush on Maddie, his best friend, the relationship between his brother Josh and Maddie does not go down too well. So I'm not going to go into lots and lots of detail because I don't want to spoil it, especially as a lot of things could still change when I start to do my second draft. But George is on a bit of a mission to try and break up his brother and his best friend. Originally my story was going to be written completely from Maddie's point of view, but I decided that there were parts of George's story that I wanted to be able to be told, but if I was writing from Maddie's perspective I wouldn't be able to share that stuff with you. So I then changed my mind and I started to alternate chapters, so I would have chapter 1 from Maddie's point of view, and the next chapter would be from George, and then back to Maddie, and then so on. I really enjoyed writing this way because I then got to get into the mindset of each of the characters and see how they were feeling and why they were doing the things that they did. I think I might have shown these in my first NaNoWriMo weekly vlog, but I will show them again now because I'm not sure how much I showed them if I did. These are mood boards for the settings for certain places in the story where I wanted certain things to happen. So for example, I have their houses just so I had an idea of the street that they lived in because they all live in the same area. Maddie and George actually live on opposite sides of the street, just a little bit further away from each other, not directly opposite each other, and Keely is a couple of streets over. I've also got pictures of the college that they go to. Not much of it is actually shown within the college setting at the moment, but I may change some of that when I redraft it because I think the college setting could be really useful. Something I also started to do once I had started writing the story was actually to break it up into parts, and they were parts that were determined by the month of the year. So the very first chapter where we meet our main characters, it is currently the end of August, so they're coming to the end of the summer holidays. It then goes into September when they start attending college. Then we have October, which is where one of my main scenes actually happens and everything sort of blows up. And that is the Halloween party that I have at Josh and George's home. So I had a whole storyboard that had a lot of different pictures on it for that, for sort of decorations that I wanted and costumes for the characters and things like that. Then because the bulk of the story was actually set in the autumn, I came up with a mood board that had a list of autumn date ideas, just in case Josh and Maddie went on any dates that could be autumnal. The rest of the story is then set in the winter months. November, there isn't actually too much written for November at the moment, it sort of skips through November a lot. But then we get to December, which is the month of Maddie's birthday. So the story finishes in December, just before Christmas, and that is where we leave Maddie, Josh, George and all of our other characters. I feel like I might possibly rework the ending when I do my second draft because I wasn't 100% happy with how I exactly ended it. The way that things happened I was happy with, but it's how I actually ended it and the way that I've worded things I'm not sure that I'm happy with, but I've finished the story, I'm happy that I've managed to finish this novel, and I will look at it again probably in February. So this marks the end of my last NaNoWriMo weekly vlog. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to those who have watched all 4 weekly vlogs. I really appreciate all of your support and feedback. It's been absolutely amazing and has really spurred me on to get on with the writing. But thank you again so much for watching. I really do hope you've enjoyed these vlogs, and I will see you again soon with another video. Bye!